welcome to the Dragon's Tome, episode, 189. Dragon Magazine 189. Going together again with Jack Pike, Rob Harper.
She just doxed us, Jack.
No, it says right there on the screen. Everyone sees it.
Oh, damn it.
Here we are, 1993, folks.
We made it.
We've crossed into the new year. The new year. Let's take a look at this cover. This apparently is a small part of a giant painting.
Yeah, from Peter Clark.
Which looks really cool if you look at it whole. But this picture itself is really awesome.
Yeah, and like if you show down in the, I'll show it now. You could see how big this painting is. It's actually probably a third of the painting.
Yeah,
it's very interesting. Is it a?
My question is this elephant flying, or is this just a top-down view?
No, it's a top-down view. He's standing on top of that tower, and the dragon thing is flying around and coming at him. I don't know how a dragon got up there. Is there like a ramp? I mean, the elephant. How'd the elephant walk up all those stairs? Poor little guy.
He's got levitating spells.
Or they turned him into a mouse and then walked him up and then turned him back into elephant.
So, but he looks good. It's a good painting.
It's an interesting angle. Well, they should have done a wraparound, but I think that would have been way too much money for them to do wraparounds.
Yeah, or they should have just did pieces of it in consecutive articles, like comic books used to do when you connect the covers together.
Yeah, like the next issue was like the next side. Yeah.
Yeah, like the original Marvel Universe.
Yeah.
Comic books that came out.
Yep. You just put them all side to side and everybody's just standing there. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
You used to have your movie collection, your physical movies, and all the spines would line up, and you would look and see, all through the seasons, you'd see this formed up picture.
Yeah, Catalyst Game Labs do that we used to do it with their manuals, where all the spines would make a picture of a mech for BattleTech. They don't do it anymore, but they used to.
No.
So you had to get the right edition, because if not, it would be the wrong mech that you're drawing. Needless to say, I don't think I have a full set of one mech. So
nothing bad to say about the cover, of course.
Yep, they're always good now. Cover. I don't think we've seen a bad cover in years.
In a long time. I think the last time I made fun of was the Hunchback one.
I didn't remember that one.
It's the one that I think a couple episodes ago where the writer complained about how he stole Jack Nicholson's picture.
Oh, you thought he looked hunchbacked?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah. He's probably a starving copywriter. He's just hunched over his desk all day.
Yeah. So, all right then, Rob, do you have an editorial you want to do?
I don't know. Do I? Yes, I do. Page 8. The editorial, not by Ed anymore, is by Roger E. Moore, I believe. Yep. It is No Mercy, No Quarter. He just gives a lot of examples about making memorable adventures and making it so you visualize it and treat it like an action movie. And he gives a whole description of some maelstrom he had that he developed, so you could send the ships into another dimension. And it was all very visceral, and how he described it all. And the characters were thought they were dying, but they got to the other side, and then they found shipwrecks and fought their way back. And he describes it like a movie, and he says that's how you kind of have to think about adventures, like to make it cinematic, make it not just be like, okay, you got swept up by a maelstrom, now you're in this other dimension, but actually describe what's happening, describe clutching the rails and nearly getting thrown overboard. Yeah. It's a really good little editorial about how to make your adventures sing, as it were. And yeah, it's fun. Also, kind of doing set pieces, like he builds a lot of adventures around set pieces, where he thinks of a cool scene and then he'll build the adventure around it. And that's a good way to do it if you're doing like little quick shots, and then he figures out how to fit it in the rest of his campaign. So it's kind of cool. Yeah, so he read this Edgar Allan Poe story called Descent into the Maelstrom, and it sparked this idea of making this. Your heroes are going on this boat trip, and You end up in a whirlpool, which is kind of fun. He talks about also how research, like how Poe researched it so well that it was so believable because he did so much research, and that's also important, like to make it believable to know what you're talking about, not to just kind of be like willy nilly and to be like describe it so perfectly that it feels real and like it says visceral. Fun little editorial, which is unusual for these editorials because usually he talks about something. This is actually almost like an article that Roger wrote.
Yeah, instead of anecdotes or like timely things, yes, this is more like an article.
Could have been an article, yep. Cool. So that's my first article.
What do you have then, Jack?
Do I want to be involved in this one? Let me see here.
I tell you right now, there's not much.
84, please.
At least it's not the one I have. Completing the Complete Bard.
Okay, yes, complete the Complete Bard. Add fops and brigands to your campaign's bardic repertoire.
Ooh, repertoire.
Now,
it's Johnny Winter. Isn't he a famous guitarist?
Yeah. Part of the Wonder Brothers.
Yeah. Is this the one that's deficient in melanin?
That's Edgar, I think. Johnny Winter wrote Frankenstein. Oh, no, was that Edgar? That might have been Edgar. I always get those two confused.
Yes. One's an albino.
Are they both albino?
I've seen them. Yeah, I've seen them playing together, and maybe they're both. I don't know.
I think this is one person. It's all done with mirrors.
It's all an illusion. It's all the. It's all just a magic trick where, in fact, you're being prestiged, but with albino rock musicians. Okay.
But you're actually, spoilers for the Prestige, but you're actually being reverse Prestige because there's actually only one of them.
Well, Edgar Winter wrote Frankenstein.
Okay. Johnny Winter was the less successful of the two. About the article, Joe Jack.
We have the Bard, which now here we go. The dandy. Any art form needed to flirt shamelessly with young, attractive, rich members of the opposite sex, especially poetry and music. This I think is the dawn of the bard that we know and love, that has now become a scourge of role playing games across the meme bard. You know what? I'm here for it. I don't think there's a problem with it. I think it's fun. I think it's
Pat's like sickened by your
what?
That's exactly the bard he hates.
Keep talking your trash, but go ahead. It's your article. I'm not gonna.
So the much beloved bard that is a bit of a fop. He's I think every party needs one. And then after that is the outlaw, which is more of the
brigand,
more of the Robin Hood, that type. Now, I'm Robin Hood's Band of Merry Men. There's probably a guy in there who's a musician.
Yeah, wasn't there?
Yeah, I think so. I don't know enough.
Wasn't his brother, half brother, Will? Was it Will Scarlet?
Was he? I don't remember. I think they all.
Either way,
Men in Tights. They all sang. That's all I know.
Even Dave Chappelle.
With Dave Chappelle,
that's right.
Yeah. And the Outlaws are kind of like a Robin Hood type, and I think now that we're in the era of the splat books, we've had priests, we've had fighters, we've had bringing the bard back, maybe not to his original status. He wasn't Unearthed Arcana, the bard, was he?
No, the bard was the first
It was
edition.
the first edition,
First
but you
edition.
couldn't start as a bard. You had to be a thief and a fighter, I think, or something.
That's what it
Yeah.
was. You had to multi-class and transition.
It was really hard to be one. Yeah.
So now I don't know if it was by popular demand or if just the bard needed to be. But here they are, two examples of the bard for your second edition game.
There is a splat book for the bard already. It's just these are extra ones that they keep doing now, new kits as they call them for the bards. So there was amazed, like you say, the dandy is such a that is the bard now that it's amazing it wasn't in the complete bard's handbook. Like that is such an oversight. Right. It's just that just shows that that wasn't how bards were played back then. They were played as magicians and they weren't the sex beasts that they are now.
Yes, that they've become known and loved for.
Mm-hmm. Well.
Yeah. So that was my article. A quick two new kits for bards.
Kits concepts.
Well then, let's mosey on back to page 13.
Oh, good. You didn't take my other one. I found this racist. Wasn't touching this with a 20-foot pole.
I didn't find it racist. The Dark Continent.
Right there.
It's
already racist.
Well, the reason I picked it is because it occurred to me that there wasn't a kind of tribal African setting world.
I think there is.
In any D&D at this point, there was.
I think eventually there is.
Isn't there? Realms. In Greyhawk, there wasn't. There was a Asian, and there's a Creator. Everything else is Eurocentric based. The closest thing I think was the module Isle of Dread that came out of the expert set, but that really was just more of like a land of the lost than it was in an African setting.
Yeah,
trying to figure out what I was looking at.
I was trying to think. I think eventually later there was one. That's why I was curious.
I mean, I will say, because I know Rob seems to think this was slightly racist, but I don't think it really is. Because he does say he focuses on using the campy and pulp writings of the time back then.
Yeah. Like the words pulp and campy and Dark Continent don't say racist. I don't know what does. Have you read those?
Really.
Have you read the pulps? They're freaking bad.
But he says the idea, but not necessarily the use it as verbatim.
And he's using H. Rider Haggard's King Solomon Mines. Very racist book. Edgar Rice Burroughs, Tarzan. Yeah. Congo Mike Crichton. That's all right because Bruce Campbell's in the movie. That's all that matters.
Yeah.
The only racist thing in Congo is the white apes.
But then he does talk about all the different things, the animals, the things to flesh out the continent.
Oh yeah, I think it's. I'm joking, but I think it is it's a neat. It's long and it's very detailed. A way of giving you another setting that you can use, and it's very different than anything else. So.
Yeah, and no one's done it, maybe because everyone's afraid to do it. So, if you do it right in true to form, the Zulus were the Zulus, the Commons were the Commons, it's their history. That's what they were. You just as long as
and you're allowed to group all of Europe into one group. Why can't you group all of Africa? Why can't you group all of I think the Mesopotamia or the Meso-American one, they kind of just grouped everybody together. It's fine to do that because it's already a fantasy setting. You're just trying to use something in the real world as an example. You're not actually playing in Africa. You're playing in some continent in, Karatur or somewhere, So.
Like Africa. Yes, exactly. And then these things are there to give you ideas and not necessarily make your own, in a sense, or take over or become something else that they weren't or whatever. You know what I'm trying to say? Things like that. So these are all just reference points.
Yeah. I'm sure by today's standards, people would say this is racist, but I think it isn't. The whole point is it's just like everything else. You just got to view it in the same way you're viewing Europe. Grouping England and Germany together is also not right, but they do it because that's how you put Charlemagne and paladins amongst cavaliers from England. You don't have any problem with that, do you? That's
with Irish fey creatures and Polish Sylvan monsters and stuff
it's a mishmash of everything.
Pastiche of everything, and you can do that with
And we've already talked about Oriental Adventures is China and Japan and Korea and everywhere just smashed together,
Yeah,
like,
that's 100% lump. Yeah, so
which is also considered
what it
racist
is.
today, but still,
I think
it should be because it's fantasy.
It definitely is what it is, and you can use it in any which way, and it can be used in a bad way,
Yeah.
just like anything else. But I think it's very nice of this guy to make something at least somewhat true to form, the tool to create
Even the new Al-Qadim setting, I'm sure
aesthetic.
it's not politically correct the way they represent the Middle
in
East,
something.
but
I'm
it's
sure,
but
it
it's
is
not
what it
supposed to
is.
be the Middle
I think
East.
that's
It's
fine.
same with this. It's not Africa.
Yeah.
It's the dark continent, part of wherever. Like,
Yes.
I think he sets it in all different places. You
Exactly.
can put it anywhere. You can put it in Forgotten Realms or Greyhawk or anywhere.
Yeah, he actually says it doesn't even come close to creating a copy of the real Africa in the Middle Ages.
Yeah.
So it's just been
Well,
designed for fun and good adventuring atmosphere. That's all it really should be.
Well, even like you said, they did the Mesoamerica one for it was for normal D&D, wasn't it? The Mesocan or whatever it was, and if you're trying to put that in the same time period as Europe, there was already like steamships and stuff. Like, it was like a different. You can't put them all together and be in the same universe. Like,
Oh yeah,
it's just it's a what do they call it? Like a template. You're using templates, not actually using
Exactly.
parts.
This isn't a historical recreation. It's
Yeah.
not a documentary. This is a fantasy
Now, if this
world
was
where
if this was one of the historical books, the green books, that's different because then they are supposed to be
Yes.
historical. So that'd be a very different conversation. But it isn't. This is a fantasy, so it's fine. As long as you're not literally like being racist, like, you're not you're not saying some bad shit in here. But
exactly.
and I don't think he is.
All right. Well then, what do you-
We got to go to. Speaking of Oriental Adventures, we're going to go to 30.
look,
ooh, that
one
was
of
mine.
30. This is my last one, so I have to take it. The other Orientals, which is racist. You can't call them Orientals. But this is.
Yes.
I'm amazed that I thought for sure there was a second edition version of Oriental Adventures. There is not. There is not another Oriental Adventures until third edition. I was
No. Yeah, that's right.
blown away that didn't happen. I thought for sure there was a second edition version. So what this does is take first edition Oriental Adventures and brings a lot of
Well,
the
because all the flat books took care of some of those Oriental Olympic classes.
sort of, yeah.
Some of them make the transition, some don't. So this is
These are the ones
making
that
up,
don't. Yes.
which a couple of them I'm like, yeah, why didn't the Sohi? That's
And
like
Bushi.
classic.
Bushi's like the fighter. Like,
ninja. Come on, like,
Yeah.
So like, I think the choices that were made. This is Tom Griffith is rectifying, I think, a
big misstep, yeah.
a misstep.
So we do still have on the Monstrous Compendiums, we still have an Oriental Adventures set, but we do not have in second edition Oriental Adventures. But yeah, so we got the Bushi, we got the the Kensai, the Sohai, and the Shukenja, the Ninja, and the Yakuza. So yeah, it's just thing between first edition and second edition isn't that much difference. Really, it's weapon specializations and secondary skills, things like that. And other than that, yeah, and just changing the THACO and stuff like that. But yeah, it's that's all done. But THACO and that is all done by stats, anyways. It doesn't really matter about your character. It's all done by your weapons and armor and shit. So that doesn't get for actual character classes. Not much has changed between the two things. So yeah, weapon proficiencies and non-weapon proficiencies are the big things. But that's about it. Yeah. So if you do want to still play in character, this is a must-have, I would say, if you want to play, especially, yeah, like Jack said, Ninja. Why was that left out? That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bushi, Ninja, and Sohai, too. It's like, that's like the cleric so it makes no sense. But anyways, very good article. Anything else you guys have to say about this one?
I don't. It's
Nope.
pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
Just make great conversions for first to second if you need it.
Yeah, just like we were talking about the other one. It's adding to the kits, as it were. That's all my articles,
All
so
right,
guys.
Jack. What do you got? Are you done?
Yes, I'm done now. Rob poached
Oh,
mine, so
well, then I have my last article. Let's go to page 80. Bazaar of the Bazaar. This one is a complete list of, not a complete list, a list of what I say, quote unquote, tribal magic items. So going back to my first article, if you're thinking of making a South African or dark or sub-Saharan African settings, these are some great magic items to throw into there. The rat toll of exorcism is my favorite. A little gourd for you to be gone, devil.
I think any these would like mesh in well with any barbarian tribe or anything
Witch
like
doctors or yeah.
yeah, like there's so
Yeah.
much potential for like this kind of
I
like
mean, it
this
could
kind
really
of
Tribal.
that doesn't
Yeah.
even have to be sub-Saharan. It could be even Mayan,
Or any tribal. I think
Amazonian.
anybody that's not, it's more tribal, like it's less technological.
Yeah.
That works, yeah. Or actually, it'd even be kind of fun to be in a technological, like a higher quality group, you know.
We
Like,
even do it with
and all of a
Native
sudden
American.
yeah, and they just have like they have shamans still for some reason. That'd be kind of fun.
Yeah.
It's
cult.
yeah, it's or even yeah, even in you're in a city and all of a sudden there's some underground cult that has this kind of stuff going on. Yeah, a voodoo cult, as it were.
My light just died.
Oh, Pat's gone into night mode.
He's stealthing now.
Hey, baby, he's getting
They're
mood.
closing. They're closing down the tavern. Last
No,
call.
last call at the tavern. That's good. That this episode's going to be short then.
I don't care where you
Uh,
go, Pat, but you can't stay here.
Right here. No, just one more drink. Come on.
Closing time.
Oh, don't get us demonetized.
We weren't monetized.
I think that's right.
All right.
That was all our ads, isn't it?
No, we're gonna go to that.
I mean, all
Let's
our
go to
articles. I meant that was all our articles.
Yeah, there was surprisingly not a lot of articles.
No,
This magazine.
it was a lot about the African stuff. So it was just like, okay, I get it. There's like a whole
Yeah.
article about African weapons. It's like, yeah, it's cool. but
Yeah, and
What
and
can
then-
you say about them?
Yeah, I actually thought the historical weapon part of the African weapon Jack might have grabbed. That's why I didn't do it.
I read it because it was interesting, but
Can you say about it? Yeah, it's like, yeah, weapons, nice.
yeah, they did have a version of the crossbow, and I guess, but for the most part,
Yep, you get some.
Yeah.
What are those atlas and stuff? They're cool.
All right, let's see how many articles does everyone have.
Ads? I have 2.
I have the one that is required for the
All
bare
right.
minimum.
Jack, I'm gonna go with you first. Then.
Okay, I don't think anyone was going to get this one.
Maybe I have a really weird one.
Yeah, I have everyone too.
Okay, page 113 of the
Nope.
PDF.
Not mine. Ooh,
It is Arduin.
is that a U or a V?
Nastier monsters live in
Oh, there it
Arduin.
is, spelt there. There it is. Yep.
They've been waiting to get out for 12 years. Apparently, the guy who wrote this, he's been working on this for 12 years. I think it's a game, a standalone game. That must be been being played before, because this is like a revised edition of it, or this is the I don't know. It goes on to say how it's refined and how the mechanics work is good. I love the picture that you wouldn't see that artwork on anything today. People would lose their goddamn minds. But a muscle mommy demon like that, come on. And
She's
the
like a
reason that
panther.
maybe, well, I can see, because she's got like clawy toenails too. So yeah, maybe she's like a Catwoman. But down at the
Entirely
bottom,
too much
that's
clothes.
Too much clothes.
What's at the bottom, Jack? Come join the legend.
Come join the legend. The complete Arduin is at your favorite game store.
No, it's not.
No, it's not. But it's from Grimoire Games, and I recognize the font at the top, and I kind of recognize the art style. Grimoire Games are the ones that do the traps books, the blue trap book with the goblins, and
that makes sense.
Yeah. So
Grimtooth's stuff.
Grimtooths, that's what it is. So I kind of recognize something drew me to it.
Yeah, that makes sense. That they also have a role playing game. That's interesting. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I've never heard of it.
Yeah.
I like I like the art style for the
one picture.
I like the title. I like everything about it, but I've never seen it before, so I thought I would just bring it to everyone's attention.
Yeah, if anybody's played Arduin by Dave Hargrave, please let us know. It's it sounds like something that he's been homebrewing at home and playing, and then he's finally released. Maybe that sounds kind of what it's like.
Kind of sounds like something like that.
Especially if he's the Grimtooth guy.
I'm going to take a chance, and I'm going to let Rob go before me.
Okay. I got two, so if you just scream if I took yours. We're going to go to page 79.
That's
No?
Nope.
The ultimate gaming experience so far. You're like, oh, ultimate gaming experience, eh? Yeah, that's a lot of words, but it's because it's you got to have a lot of words because it's play by mail. This is a play by mail magazine. A magazine about play by mail. And I'm like, come on, this has got to be like a flash in the pan. There's no way that this thing is lasted or is going to last. This is what there's.
Well, I mean, email is still not a big thing yet, but it is getting there.
Yeah, but play by mail, come on.
But yeah, why are people still playing by mail at this point?
It's a trial 4-issue subscription. I'm like, yeah, you probably won't get all 4 issues because it's never going to last that long. Boy, was I wrong because I researched this motherfucker, and it's an English magazine. It's the flagship of Postal Gaming is the full name. And it started in 1983. And it went on to 2010. Although by the end it wasn't about play by mail by the end. It was more of a generic magazine. 130 issues. So it went on for quite a while. So I take it back. I'm sorry to have made fun of you, flagship, that you seem to have a following. And I didn't think there needed to be a magazine all about play by mail, but it seems like it was popular. It was popular enough to keep going. So yeah. I salute you, British people. It is from England. So
to say, hey, it started in 1983, you'd go, yeah, that makes sense. That sounds about right. And then to say, okay, well, there's an ad for this magazine in
93.
1993
at this point. So 10 years later, we get an ad for it.
Oh, okay, but you can snicker a bit and like, oh, hey, yeah, like if you would have told me to get within 10 years of when it ended, I would never have thought that it went on for another
17 years. Yeah, more than a decade, almost 2 decades.
That's crazy.
Yep. Yeah, good for them. So, right. I was going to pick this to be a joke, and it turned out to be good on you, flagship. If you ever played play by mail, please comment below because we're really curious about this because it's insane.
It is. I've never done it, and
imagine waiting for snail mail to find your next. What happens next?
You fill in. I think it used to do like so many turns or something, or there was a system where you'd fill it out and then you'd put it in the mail, and you knew that in days they'll get it. Then they have to process it. Then it has to come all the way back.
Well, that's not including everyone else that's playing the game with you. So that whoever's controlling that has to put all those people.
And you're waiting for the very last guy to send it in. There's some assholes waiting until the very last second on the deadline to send his shit in.
And there must have been enough of a draw because it was done. Like,
it always cost money. It wasn't like it was free. It always cost money to do these things.
You're in a remote location and no, at this point, dial-up internet. You're still okay. With the cost of a stamp and $10 for 10 turns. Yeah, sure, why not? But
I guess it's like the idea of having a pen pal back in the day, right?
Probably. All right. Well, let's not ponder the ins and outs of Play by Mail since it's defunct now.
Is it?
But let's go to page 112.
Oh, not mine either.
Top right corner, GM burnout. Let us help. Dreammakers has over 1,000 time-saving in-store products for a busy GM. We will also custom design merchandise on request. What the fuck is your merchandise?
I
What is gonna
almost
fucking
chose
help
this
me?
one. I almost chose this one.
I'm gonna have to send you $250 to get a catalog of shit I don't know what you're gonna fucking sell me.
It's outrageous. There's no
It's like
question.
a scam. We'll get 1,000 people to send us $250. We'll have $2,000, and we'll send them a catalog and nothing.
Well, 1,000 time-saving and inspirational products. What the hell does that even mean?
Yeah.
It could
And
be,
what are you gonna custom design?
it could be any kind of nonsense. That as long as you sent them anything in catalog form, you've. I'm not going to say outright scam, but
Once again, if you ever
Like, I
did
was-
this or you know what this is, please let us know. Is it just people designing
because-
like modules for you, or is it
What are they?
or
Yeah, what are
just
you making?
ideas?
Yeah,
Maybe it's like
there's
just
no. Are
it
you
could be,
making me a hit screen? Are you making me a what?
or is it
what?
like
What are you doing?
is it could be like for Cyberpunk they have those like scream sheets, which is like just a little scream sheet, which is just a bunch of ideas. You're like, oh, this is an adventure you could blow off on this thing, or it could be something like that where it's
You
just
make
they have
pre-maps, pre-maps. It could be pre-maps
could
too,
be
for all I know.
yeah,
but
could be all that stuff. It's 1,000 things, so it's probably just some dude in his basement just being like, yeah, what if the
1,000
adventure was about a dog and his brother, and then
Or-
you know.
or it's nothing, and it's just a scam.
I don't think it's a scam. I bet it is just some dude who's just like, I got so many ideas and I can sell them.
Dream Makers implies it's multiple people.
That doesn't mean anything.
I will also just add to this past this ad, because I just now noticed underneath it, Palladium Books is looking for a sculptor.
Oh. Well, don't trust him.
Yeah. Robotech Tactics.
Yeah. Whoever sculpted those
all right, well-
deserves to be shot.
That's my ad. I just wanted to yell at this ad, like, what the hell? You have sent me nothing. This is an advertisement of nothing.
I haven't looked through these in a long time. These little ones.
I look through the little ones all the time because sometimes you'll find a good one, but most of the time it's just repetitive.
Yeah.
But this is the one that was not repetitive. I was reading. I'm like, what are you selling me?
There
I'm not
there
sending you
are
any
some
money.
month after month you see the same ones and you think, well, it must be working because they still pay
Yeah.
for the ad space. So, and then every once in a while you see one that's like, oh, that's different.
It's different.
Right, Rob. What is your last ad?
We're going to go right to the end, boys. 124. And I say, what? What are you trying to sell me, TSR? Are you literally trying to sell me a catalog, a hard-backed catalog, and trying to say it's a collector's item? Is that what you're trying to sell me here? This is a hardcover edition of the Master Catalog from 1993. 32 pages of
It would be better
TSR's
if this
products.
was the whole catalog.
It's 1993's
Not just
catalog.
90
Well,
not
it's
just
what's
93.
available in 19. That is the whole catalog, probably 32 pages. But you're trying to say, A, how much is it? And second of all, really, you're trying to say it's a collector's item? I don't need a collector's item catalog, thanks.
It's bizarre.
It sounds like
I
just a
can-
money grab. That's all it sounds like to me.
I can see a collector's issue if it's probably got artwork and it's probably got like they've really judged it up, but it's still just a catalog of your stuff.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
I understand like you probably at this point probably have like 20 novels coming out and like because they were pumping out the fiction.
Oh, yeah.
They've probably got a lot of stuff, but at the end of the day, like how much could they possibly? Like,
It's
how
like-
much would you pay for a catalog that's a collector's?
Yeah, it's like 32. First of all, it's hardbound, which is crazy. But it's 32 pages, which is probably like the TSR previews for 32 pages. Maybe with more pictures, I assume. But that's just crazy. Like,
So how much? Like $10,
yeah, we should look it up how much it was. What's the MSRP on the...
15?
What is it called? TSR Master
Oh,
Catalog.
Catalog.
Vamp, people. Vamp.
The entire product line for 1993. It features 32 pages of unique insights into TSR's game worlds, written by TSR's game designers and editors, that appear only in the collector's edition. Look for it everywhere TSR games are sold.
No
On
price?
sale now.
Let's see if I can find MSRP.
And if you need commercial work done, I'm available.
They're available for sale on eBay for like $50, or you can just go to Noble Knight Games. You can get it for $25. So
It's gotta be less than that.
Games.
cover price was $10. So $10 ain't horrible, but still, it's still a crazy price.
I wasn't that far off because I
For our
thought
collector's
that was
edition,
going to
that's
be.
a steal.
Yeah, it's like Jack said, it had some other stuff in it, but it's just weird. I guess if you're a completist, it's one of those things you're like, oh, I need that, but you have an extra $10 burning a hole in your pocket, and you're like, ooh, I'll go buy that. It's strange.
Yeah, maybe.
It sounds like cash grab to me.
It does.
That's my last article.
All right. Well, then let's wrap this show up.
You have no more?
No, I'm done. Jack's done. You're done. We're done.
We done.
We're all done.
We
So
done.
Let's be done. So, well then, like, share, subscribe, comment. Let us know about anything. Let us know if you played Cyberspace. Let us know if you think that the Mighty Fortress is a stupid name.
Let us know if you can hear Pat's dogs fighting in the background.
Yeah, like rambunctious dogs going crazy.
Let us know if Pat should just keep his light off for next week.
Does he look better in the dark?
I'm gonna try and fix that.
We'll do a vote.
I'm getting kicked out of the bar.
You'll know next week.
If next one he'll be just in his background will just be a forest, and he'll be just standing outside the bar.
All right. So, well then, for that note, for the Dragon's Tome, I've been your host, Chopper.
I'm Jack.
And I'm Rob.
We will see you next week. Bye-bye.
Maybe.
Bye-bye.